Hello, my name is Skip, and this is From the Fourth Row's movie special. Since this is the start of the Major League Baseball season, I thought I'd go down the list of my top 10 favorite baseball movies of all time. I've touched on baseball movies a couple times on From the Fourth Row, and we had a baseball movie out this year called Moneyball. So, this time I'm going to go over my top 10 and some good baseball movies that you may not have heard of. And my 10 favorite baseball movie of all time is Major League. Now, Major League is a really funny movie, and it's a fun baseball movie if you're knowledgeable about the game, and I think a lot of the stars, Tom Berenger and Wesley Snipes and Charlie Sheen do a great job. And some of the things you see now in the game of baseball are kind of like a homage to Major League. So I really like Major League. Now, my top 9 baseball movie of all time is a movie you may not have heard of, but as a Boston Red Sox fan, as you see, I'm wearing my Red Sox jersey and hat. I just cannot say enough about what a good movie this is. And it's just such an interesting movie about the city of New York and people and sports fans in general. And it's Game 6. And it stars Robert Downey Jr. and Michael Keaton. And I just cannot say enough about Game 6. I think it's a real good movie. Whether you're a Mets fan or a Red Sox fan, I think you can enjoy that movie. Now, my number 8 best movie of all, sports movie of all time is Bull Durham. Now, Bull Durham, I know everybody loves Bull Durham, and you're probably saying, well, it should be higher up on my list. I'm just not as enthralled with the Bull Durham as other people are. I like Bull Durham. I like Kevin Costner. I like Susan Sarandon. I like Tim Robbins. I just something about it wasn't like, oh, that's a great movie. It's not that great to me, but it still made my top 10 baseball movies of all time. Now, my number 7 is Eight Men Out. Now, Eight Men Out, if you know, is about the White Sox, the Black Sox scandal, where the 1918 or was it 1912 or 1918 White Sox threw the World Series because they needed money, and it once again has some really good actors in it. And, Charlie Sheen's in another baseball movie. So, my number 6 favorite baseball movie of all time was an HBO movie, but it was damn good, and I think it was one of the best baseball movies of all time, and it was 61. It's about the home run chase between Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle, and I think the Thomas Jane and Barry Pepper do a great job as Mantle and Mays. I mean, Maris, I should say. Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle. And Billy Crystal, he shows what a great baseball fan he is by his directing of this movie, because it is fantastic. Now, my number 5 favorite baseball movie, and I mentioned it a little while ago, is Moneyball. I lived through the Moneyball era, and obviously we're still in the Moneyball era, and I just think Brad Pitt does a great job, and so does Jonah Hill in this movie, and I read the book, and it's a really good book as well. My number 4, you just can't have a list of favorite baseball movies of all time if you don't have Field of Dreams, and here's Kevin Costner's on the list again. He's just a great actor, and he does some of his best work in these baseball movies. And Field of Dreams is just a one of those movies is just, it's such a heartwarming movie, and you can't not like Field of Dreams, whether you're a baseball fan or not a baseball fan. But my number four, what was that? I guess that was my number four, and Moneyball was my number five. So now we're down to my top three, my number three favorite baseball movie of all time. And older people might know this one, but a lot of you younger people may not know this one. And it's a great, an absolutely great baseball movie, and I highly recommend it. And Robert De Niro is phenomenal in this, and it's Bang the Drum Slowly. It's just a wonderful movie about an ill man, and it's like a, I guess you would say it's kind of like a Yankees type franchise, and how his coach and teammates rally around him in an illness. Now, I cannot say enough about this next baseball movie, and I just am such a huge fan of it. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's The Natural. Robert Redford is just phenomenal in The Natural, and I just cannot say enough about the ending of that movie, and just the whole world that it takes place in is just fantastic. Now, this next baseball movie is my number one baseball movie of all time, and it's just such a sad movie, but such a great movie, and it's what's ironic is it's my number one sports movie of all time, but doesn't even make my top 10 favorite movies of all time. It beats out one of my favorite movies of all time, Raging Bull. But it's just such a powerful, powerful movie. I cannot say enough about Gary Cooper and his role in. And this is hard for me to say as a Red Sox fan, but Pride of the Yankees is just such a wonderful, wonderful movie, and it's so sad. And obviously, we know we have Lou Gehrig's disease now because of Lou Gehrig getting that disease, and some of our great stars of today, Muhammad Ali and Fox, Back to the Future Fox. That's my number one. That's my top 10 list of favorite baseball movies of all time. I mean, maybe you might have a different movie on there or disagree with my list somewhat or whatever, but those are my favorite baseball movies of all time. And just real quick, I just want to go down a list of a few other baseball movies you may never heard of. A movie that's really good is Fear Strikes Out. Really a great movie with Anthony Perkins, who plays Jimmy Pearsall, who gets hit in the head and then his career is over. Really good movie. Also, obviously, you can't have a baseball list of movies with Bad News Bears and a nasty, nasty character, Ty Cobb. And I think Tommy Lee Jones does a great job portraying a nasty Ty Cobb. And as a Red Sox fan, you have to love Fever Pitch. I think it's a fun movie. Then another true story is a movie about a guy that kind of has a rejuvenation of his career, and he comes back and becomes a rookie, and he does good, And then this town in Iowa, they have a baseball team, and it's going to be the last year they're going to have a baseball team. And what do? And they go out and win. They win the state championship in the final season, and once again another Kevin Costner baseball movie. He seems to know how to do baseball movies, and that's For Love of the Game. I mean, I'm a film critic, and a huge movie fan, but it tells you something how much of a sports fan I am and baseball fan. I have 20 baseball movies in my own personal movie collection, so I love baseball, I love movies, and hopefully these will give you some suggestions on what movies to go out and get if you're not going to go to a ball game. And I just cannot say enough about some of these movies, and especially Pride of the Yankees. It's just a wonderful, wonderful movie, and it's Great movie at that. Alright, this has been Skip, and this is my favorite baseball movies of all time.